Hey, Dante, are we going to be doing this recording this for this month's podcast? Are you, Dante? Are you here? Where?
Oh, I'm here. I'm right over here. But
why?
I'm surprised that you're here.
Well, what? Why are you sat in the dark with just a single lamp on you? It's kind of creepy.
I don't know, really. I don't know. Maybe I'm sat here because I've been looking online and, well, the things I've found.
I mean, it's online. There's quite a lot of things online. Have you been looking at those sites that I told you not to look at again? Because
well, yeah, I have, but this is different to that. No. This is about you, Rudy. This is about you and your deception and your betrayal. You know what I'm talking about.
I mean, I've been on a couple of those sites, but purely for research purposes, just to see where things are supposed to be.
Research? Don't give me that. You have started a new podcast and are doing it with not just one other person, but two, you pervert.
Yeah, I told you about that. I'm working with some other people on the website and podcast, the Nerdy Paradox.
Yes, those people from Any Button Gaming, our rivals. We had beef with them, remember?
No, well, I did some work for Any Button Gaming. We're friends now. We hang out. We've just decided to do a bit of a nerd-centric, podcast.
Dare you try and justify that right in front of me like that when you're caught red-handed?
What do you mean red-handed? I literally asked you about it. I mentioned it to you. You're even allowed to put stuff on there as well. I invited you to join.
Don't talk to me about your reasonableness and all that sort of thing. And we're way past reasonableness. How dare you?
It's just a website, and it's another side bit of podcast. I'm still doing Jambags. There's not a problem with any. There's no conflict of interest. They're very different mediums. It's just a chance to hang out with people and talk about nerd stuff as well. You're more than welcome to join in. I've said all this before. It's not a big deal.
Join in and make it a foursome. God, how depraved do you think I am, Rudy?
Well, I mean, I've seen your browser history, but
just about my browser history. Anyway, Rudy, I'm sorry, but it's me or it's them.
What do you mean? Sorry.
It's Jambags or it's Nerdy, and there's no doing both. It's me or it's them.
But why? I literally can do both. Like, I have been doing both for a couple of months now. You're fully aware of it,
I don't know. This just came so out of the blue. I had no idea.
We've been talking something about I've done. What? No. It's literally doing something just a little. I don't.
I can change, Rudy. I can change. I can be the co-host that you want me to be. Please give me another chance.
You are the co-host I want you to be, which is the unattractive one. But that's not. I don't understand what's going on here. It's literally just another podcast I'm guesting on with two other people. It's not some kind of personal betrayal.
That's not how it feels, Rudy. It's not what it feels like.
Sorry. What? Say. I've got to choose between Jambags and doing anything outside of Jambags ever.
Yep, that's how it's going to be. I'm sorry.
All right, well, it has been nice working with you. See you later, Dante. Bye.
Take me with you. Oh, welcome, Jambaggers, to the next Jambags Comedy Gaming Podcast. And don't worry about that intro. We have made up, and we have. Well, I've made up, I think.
Yeah,
I've begged you to take me back. So,
which was fine. Yeah, but glad that you've whatever that was is sorted now.
Yeah. It's. I'll deal with it. There's some therapy that I need to have, but yeah.
Yeah, and just for anyone listening, do check out www.thenerdyparadox.com or Nerdy Paradox on YouTube, just to check out some of the content that we're working on with a few things, of which Dante is allowed to be a part as well. It's not.
Yes, no, I have been. been planning to write a few articles for it based on some of the more recent TV streaming that we've seen lately. So outside of the realm of video games, which is why it's a different thing, which is why I've been reliably informed it can coexist alongside Jambags, and I don't need to read into my paper bag
Your
anymore.
first contribution, that does explain now, actually, that first contribution, which was just a piece of paper that said "die" written in your own blood and saliva. So I suppose that does make more sense in context. I just thought you were being a bit lazy or couldn't find a pen, but and you were just speaking German at me. But
yes, well, no one who speaks German can be an evil man.
Yeah, it just says the Dante. So, just start off with a bit of stealing jokes from a far more successful comedy enterprise.
Yes.
So, let's say, what have you been up to? You've been hard at work on a side project of like grown-up proportions. So,
well, I don't want to talk about grown-up stuff too much, but I did buy a house at the very end of last year, and it is, a bit of a fixer-upper, but it is reaching completion, and I'm hoping to move into it very shortly, arranging the living room as a kind of a gaming space, and all the bedrooms as separate gaming spaces, and the kitchen's going to have a game. It's kind of a theme developing here. Maybe I need to rethink some of this. But
no, in fact, I think actually what you need to do is soundproof the entirety of downstairs so that you can podcast anywhere downstairs at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
So we can increase the content. Make it the new Jambags HQ.
New Jambags HQ. Baby.
So every single square inch is going to have foam padding on it, like black. Sounds.
Yes.
You won't be able to make a sound. You won't be able to hear yourself. It's be that sound absorbent.
Okay, I'm going to take down all the paint I've been putting up over the last month and change it with Jambags logo stickers, and that's going to be it.
We do have quite a lot of those cards left over from various gaming conventions we've been to, because no one seems to want to take them. Again, they are smeared in blood and saliva, but that's not the point.
Yeah, I have written the word "die" on them, and I have peed on a few of them.
But I just think it shows that we care. But a little piece of us given to our fan.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. We give a little bit of us back, a little bit of DNA for people.
So, have you had a chance to do any gaming podcast?
I have managed to do a bit of gaming. It's been a while since we did our last one. I've completed the Alan Wake remaster and the 2 DLCs that come with it, which was great. I want to be ready for Alan Wake 2, which as soon as I actually get some money, because I'm throwing it all into the house, I'm going to pick up. But I also picked up one, played one from a while back along the same lines, Alan Wake's American Nightmare. And that is, I think, better than the actual main Alan Wake campaign. That was a lot of fun. Really well written, good spooky atmosphere.
Am I right in thinking that's not canon? Did I read that it's considered a kind of parallel thing?
Yeah, it's considered it's an actual, like one of his actual nightmares, and I don't think the storylines are going to pull through into the next one, which is a shame because it was really well written, really well made. But hey, I've heard Alan Wake 2 is a good time anyway, and I'm looking forward to trying it out.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, how about yourself? What have you been gaming?
I'm heavily still into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I can't remember but I probably was talking about the last one because it's a big old game and there is a lot of mini games in it. But it's cool. What else have I been playing? I finished off Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice! I really enjoyed that. Actually,
it was way better than I expected it to be. I really enjoyed it, and I thought the writing in it was great. And I'm now about a quarter of the way through the Prince of Persia: Lost Crown.
Cool!
Which is basically Ubisoft saying that Hollow Knight, I reckon, if we just change the setting, would be all right. And it's pretty much what it is. But since I love Hollow Knight and it's done really well, I'm enjoying it immensely. But it is almost shameful in places. Enemies, some of the special powers, some of the sort of stuff you're seeing it, even some of the sort of enemy types and the way they move is very reminiscent. But it's a lot of fun. So it's a good. If it is a rip-off, it's a blooming good one that's been made with a lot of love and care. So it's not a lazy rip-off. So I'm enjoying that. But I'll still be playing Final 70 Rebirth the rest of the year because I've spent 40 hours on that, and I still think I've got another 40 hours to go probably.
That sounds about right for a JRPG of that sort of nature.
Yeah. There's a lot of mini games. There's more mini games than there is game, I think. But,
oh God. I did manage to trade in almost everything I own and get Spider-Man 2. So I don't really need 2 kidneys, do I? So
well, no, not that you don't. Tell you what, you can also trade in. You don't even need 2 livers. You can trade your liver in.
I can trade one of my livers in. Fantastic.
Yeah. Just tell them to just wink and say take the spare one, and they'll sort it. If you go to the right clinic, they'll sort it.
Oh yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. But you need to write down your next of kin would be me for if anything happened with your taking a spare. It's unlikely, but if your spare liver turns out you needed it for any reason, it's fine. It'll be fine. Just put me down as your next of kin.
Yeah, that's so nice that you're always there for me in that way. I always appreciate
I promise that your kids will get a percentage of the things that you own once I've been through the stuff that I've already got or don't want.
So is this one 0%? Are we referencing that much more successful comedy show again?
Well, no, that's absolutely right. I know for a fact that I've already got Spider-Man 2, so I don't need that. So know, that's an inheritance. Actually, it probably is quite a valuable inheritance.
It's the most valuable thing I own.
Fit for a king, if a king shops at CEX, I suppose, like what we do.
Absolutely. So, finding it a little bit more on rails than the first one. At least that's how it feels to me. But I'm still enjoying it. It's good. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's very, very safe AAA.
Yes.
Openly world game, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Got the platinum, obviously. It's not actually that difficult to get the platinum on it. You just need to basically complete the game and do most of the sidey stuff. That's it. Do all the side missions and collectibles, and your job's done. But
nice.
It's an easy one, but it makes me feel like more of a man.
Well, I know. You haven't had a platinum for a while, so it's now
true.
nice.
I've had a bit of a platinum drought. I looked at the platinum list for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and my exact response was, flip that for a game of soldiers. I haven't got that much of it. That would be, you have to play the game twice, so no.
Yeah. No, I went all the way through Arkham City for the first time last month, and again, with Arkham Asylum, I really felt motivated to find every single Riddler trophy and do everything there. With Arkham City, it was this is just too big. I can't be bothered to go through every try.
And they're complicated. Like,
question mark.
You're just like, this is too much effort. It really can't be.
Yeah.
Can't be fluff to do that. But but it's good to be back, man. Even though, as I said, you've got stuff going on. I've been involved in launching the Nerdy Paradox as contributors. So
we have had a busy month, which is why I think we're a bit late with our recording.
We are a bit late, but we've explained that to Metal Shark, and he's fine with it. He said I don't understand. Yeah. Anyone else listening is a bonus at this point.
Thank you to our OnlyFan.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we've set up our OnlyFan account.
Yes, that's what an OnlyFan is, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what I was told.
But anyway, man, should we crack on?
Yeah, let's crack.
Hey Jambaggers, welcome to From the Jambags. It is our monthly news section where we round up the nicest, moistest bits of news morsels for you and deliver it to you straight to your ears, so you don't have to look on the internet and deal with any of those kind of personalities that are out there making money off news stories and stuff.
Man, the internet is the worst. Apart from us, we're okay.
Yeah, we're really
good, everyone else
part of it. But it's an interesting one today. We're going to the first story I've got. I don't want to cover off is the fandom.
Yep.
So, you're pretty much not on social media or involved in games in a way if you haven't picked up that Amazon Prime, Amazon Studios have released the adaptation of the Bethesda classic series of games Fallout as a TV show.
They have? That's the first I've heard about it.
I certainly haven't heard people talk about it constantly.
No.
At the same time. But, I've watched a bit of it. I'm not that far into it, and it's looking pretty good so far. But there's always a few people that take fandom a little bit too far, or that's what some people are saying online. And both Bethesda and Amazon have released an announcement asking their fans to stop trying to irradiate their soft drinks, particularly cola, to try and mimic the new cola that's in the games and the TV show. Because apparently they fear that it might have sort of detrimental health, effects on people's health and stuff like that. What's your thought on that, Dante? This coming out and asking fans not to do something potentially life-threatening?
Well, is this a lot of people wearing red baseball caps that they need to tell?
I wouldn't want to comment on demographics, but there's a sizable minority, a strong minority that seem to be doing this.
No, okay, yeah. It's one of those things that, hey, we didn't think we'd have to say that, but apparently we do. Like, do not shove the McDonald's apple pie down your throat straight away, otherwise you'll have second or third degree burns in the back of your throat.
But it's a very popular sex act, though. But, I mean, personally, I disagree. I actually think that they can take that statement and Amazon and Bethesda can shove it up Todd Howard's ass because... this is the nanny state. That's what I think it is. This is the wokerati striking again.
Oh, them woke people. Yeah.
Like, if real diehard fans, typically male, want to put some kind of radioactive material in their cola to mimic one of their favourite games for absolutely no plausible benefit, it is a God-given right to do so. And I think I would defend that with your life, Dante. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's all about freedom of speech and expression, and if they want
to
make themselves infertile with their next cola drink,
if you want to poison yourself, give yourself radiation, well, it is your choice to do that, and I salute you from a distance. Absolutely.
With a mask on.
So that probably wasn't on our bingo card for this year, but power to the people.
It's
Dante.
It's back to some pandemic level silliness. Anyway, moving on to the second story from the Jambags News Nuggets. I have a new game announced from the wonderful people of Ubisoft, one of our favourite kind of Ubisoft, yes. In the very long-running and popular until, some people liked it back when it started, but the space fighting. Do you remember the first time you watched space fighting?
Oh, yeah. You don't forget your first space fighting, do you? You absolutely love space fighting.
We all grew up with space fighting, and it's popular. My kids love space fighting. And
I remember getting on VHS the first day that space fighting came out, and they love fighting out in space, don't they?
It was such a great time. Such a great time to be alive.
Yeah.
Yes, in a universe far away. Absolutely right. Anyway, they since Digital Paintings no longer have the exclusive rights to the space fighting series, Ubisoft are coming out with a game in that, and some people are quite excited about it. I think that the Ubisoft game model might work quite well for a space fighting universe. But apparently, the game itself, you can buy it full. Triple or was it quadruple A game now? They'd like to try whatever. It's full price game. But if you buy it, all you get is the open world. You don't actually get any narrative content whatsoever. You get a single map marker and a tower that you can climb up 75% of the way, so you can't reveal what's on the rest of the map.
I feel that's quite generous, actually, with 75% of the tower. They could have capped it out at 62 or something like that, but they've really, you're climbing up for a while to not get to the top.
Yeah, no, that's entertainment, to be honest. I mean, not embodying any kind of recognisable character, just being a very plain kind of basic default character as well. All of that stuff is hidden behind the 100% bonerific edition.
Wow.
If you get that, then you get a few missions and a couple of characters, and if you then get the throbbing bonerific edition, then you get all the other missions that come along with it, which comes at a price of, I think it's $210 or something like that.
Wow, so really, actually it's a bit of a steal because, you can pay, full price, it was normal standard price, and get 75% of the first tower, which seems pretty generous to me.
I think so.
Or you could, if you want, it's optional. It's optional.
Yeah.
You could pay a considerable amount more to get the actual game. I think it's pretty reasonable, actually. I think this is quite a good monetization model.
I think this is genius. This is pure triple quadruple capitalism.
Yeah, one of those things definitely is.
One of those
Kaflafalism.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so well done, Ubisoft. You've absolutely done it again. True to character. Well done, you French bunch of.
Yeah. So before we get sued into oblivion because we're really quite low on funds for even more legal action. I've got a story for you which is going to sit in my wheelhouse. As you know, I'm a bit of an emulation whiz. I love my old retro games and stuff like that. I love my emulators.
Oh yeah.
But one of the things that's been out there for a while, for a good while now, is Nintendo Switch emulation, which I feel personally fits into a kind of grey area, which is that it's kind of a current gen system in the sense of it's actively out there. You can't use the preservation rule on that. It's more about there's a
hello, hello.
What's going on?
Oh yes, of course. No, I'll make sure. Oh, sorry.
Dante, we're recording.
Konnichiwa. Yeah, that was Nintendo, and you have to stop talking right now. Like right now, and also you're not allowed to ever play any more Zelda games ever, and any future or previous Metroid games. So we also owe them $450 million.
Can I talk yet?
So yeah, you can talk, just not about that company who I'm supposed to mention.
Right, sorry, I thought that was okay. So
no, they didn't say you could not talk ever again. Although, wouldn't rule. Wait for just in case they call back. But stop talking about them and them related stuff.
Right, well, that's broken my childhood. Don't you have anything else then? Because I was going to waffle on about that for a while.
Do, yes. I have our final story. It's nice to end on a positive note at Jambags. Get something that makes us feel a bit better about gaming. Lots of other game companies have set terrible examples for how they treat their employees, but not the fine individuals at Take-Two. Now, Take-Two are one of the parent companies behind Cockstar and various other kind of developing houses. They go through a lot of big games, and they have pledged categorically there will not be any layoffs from the people at Take-Two. They are going to hold on to their staff and make sure everyone is looked after and has a safe job with them. So well done, Take-Two. We absolutely salute you and everything that you're doing.
I've just been checking Kotaku because someone has to, and yeah, they've just laid off a huge amount of workforce and cancelled.
What?
Yeah, they've cancelled like $150 million worth of in-dev games as well. But even with posting record profits, it's
so just like every other out there. Then.
Yeah, that's probably should have waited a little bit for that one. I think maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what a bunch of.
Gar, Dante, what are you doing, you landlubber, right now?
Oh, I'm just sat here playing that copy of Katana Zero you got me ages ago.
Well, throw that rubbish away. You know what? I need you to do something else right now. Yeah, that game's barely even a Katana Zero is barely even a game, let alone a double A game, let alone a triple A game. I need you to hop on my favourite quadruple A game.
But what's this accent?
I'm a pirate, obviously. I'm a pirate. Can you not tell my eye patch that?
Oh yeah, no. I thought you just poked yourself in the eye.
I have as well, but that's not the point. I'm a pirate, and I need you to come on board with the best game that's ever been made ever. That we will all join in together.
Okay, is it good then? Is it actually worth playing? Because
tell you what, this game, you wouldn't believe it. I felt like I was a pirate in a vibrant, active community. It was it's quadruple game quality all the way through.
This is catching. I feel like I'm gonna. This is that's infectious. Well, okay.
I'll go into the other room. You boot up your whatever console you got there, your Xbox. I'll log in. We'll meet each other and get into this game and not Skull and Bones by Ubisoft, and we can. Be pirates. This is get ready to get your buckles squashed and swashed and all that stuff and pieces of A, because this game is where it's at. This is the biggest launch of the year.
Well, I tried Sea of Thieves and I wasn't too happy with that, so I think I might give this one a go.
This is quadruple A. That was barely triple A.
Barely triple A. All right,
okay, let's go. I'll log in. I'll meet you on the waves, my hearties.
Oh, now where's my credit card? Yes, let's purchase a copy of Skull and Bones and logging in and. What the fuck is this?
Alright, I just didn't want to be on my own.
Hey Rudy, it is good to be back in Jambags HQ and doing what we love, making the podcast.
We literally just played Skull and Bones together for minutes. Did you, what?
Yeah, no, I suppose I tried to black that out from my memory,
Okay.
but
Fair enough.
but yeah, no, we did do that, but yeah, no, I think that it's time that we were given a bit more recognition. You know, I think we've got how many fans now? 1.5.
Yeah, that I don't know where the half's coming from, and I don't know which half, but there's definitely half a listener out there. Definitely.
Yeah, which is great, and even though it's a very small kind of base of people, that there's some that really seem to kind of really enjoy our content, really like sort of telling other people about it, which is really nice of them, and it's quite nice to hear. And what I think I've done over the past couple of weeks is to set up the Jambags tip jar.
Okay.
So that our fan, because apparently that's a non-intrusive way to get a bit of extra kind of money. I mean, I'm sure I heard someone online talking about how great an idea a tip jar is.
Yeah, I think the idea was it someone who used to work at Blizzard said that we should tip our developers if we enjoy the game rather than they get any actual monetary reward from being paid as a job. So I guess what you're saying is that maybe we could, even though we put this out, for free, perhaps
for free,
our 1.5 fandom could tip us a little bit. We could have an actual
if they think that we've done a particularly good job, if one episode's a particularly good one. And
out of interest, I mean, when you say tip jar, do you mean like we're going to do it digitally? We've got you got a wallet set up, and a payment, or is that how we're going to do it?
You got a payment and a like an account name and a little comment thing to say what they might be tipping for, and and I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm gonna go back and look at any of the ones we've had.
It's to see the cash rolling in. Wow, finally I can afford that kidney replacement, right?
Yeah, I'm missing one of them as well. Actually, I don't know what all that's all about. But yeah. Okay. No, I've got one here. It's okay. There's no actual money. Okay. It's just a comment says, "Get a fucking real job." It says.
Who's that from?
That's from my dad.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he's got a point. You probably. But okay. Anything else? Yeah. Okay. So maybe there's been a mistake. We've got no. Maybe there's been a. Maybe.
Well, you have a look. Is there one in there?
Let's have a look. Well, actually. What does a minus figure mean? How
did I not put the? Oh, okay. I didn't realise. Yeah, minus.
People are taking money.
Does that mean we give them money?
People are taking money away from us. Wait a second. Ha suckers. This is for that painful childbirth. Rudy's mum. Okay, great.
Wow. I didn't realise your mum had that much of a mouth on her. Jeez.
50 quid.
50?
How? It is going up all the time. People are taking money. There's one here. Wait a second. One's popped up here that says Rudy. It's from you.
Well, yeah. I mean, that Skull and Bones thing cost me a lot of money. That was like 70 quid for that game.
Oh, right. Well, wait a second. Well, ching. Check it now.
Oh, okay. It says, "Here's a tip. Be funnier, you dick." Hey.
Yeah, well, that's not a 50 quid for me. Actually, that's just Dante tax at this point.
Just play at that game. Yeah, there you go. Have that one.
Wait a second. This one just says this sketch has gone on for too long.
What? Okay, let's move on.
Well, that's another financial venture that's gone nowhere. Well done.
Yeah, well, one of these schemes is going to land at some point one day. We're going to get rich quicker than we have been. Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe if she closes down now, it's costing us money.
Yeah, and your mum's really angry.
Yeah,
look,
I'm not going to read that one out, but it's,
Yeah. Whoa! Does she kiss your dad with that mouth? Jesus.
Hopefully not. I don't know.
No.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah. Ugh.
Dante, glad you could join me in the office.
No problems.
Yeah, take it. Well, you've already taken the seat, but enjoy the seat that you've taken. It is.
Well, I feel like I've paid for it. I mean, I've had to replace all the money that your mum and you stole from the podcast from that last tip jar bit. So
yeah,
I feel like I've earned this chair.
She is taking legal action against me for the last 42 years. But anyway, let's just get into this. I need to talk about a few things. You are fully aware that one of the reasons why we have so many fan is that we've got a very deep and meaningful law and canon to the Jambags Comedy Gaming Podcast. We don't just throw stuff out without consideration. There is, in fact, decades worth of detailed law that's been created, expanded upon. Yeah, absolutely. It's our characters, it's our stories, it's the company names that sound a little bit like body parts. It's it's very fun with that. And through it all, there's been two staples really. There's been obviously the good-looking host, myself, and there's been you, and we've established very much that we're two friends from high school. That you are a father. That you've been with us in the beginning, very clear. People have met you. We've got your your picture of you with your beard and stuff on our video and stuff like that, and that's all good. But there's been some changes in the sense of I've been following trends going online, and I think now it's just quite need to accept that, Dante, you are and always have been a woman.
What?
Yeah, I'm not getting into
always?
Yeah, it's not about gender transition. What I'm just trying to say is that just for everyone's benefit, because I think we're a little bit underrepresented, potentially. If it was, we're not. But if we were just two white guys talking about video games, it would be quite exclusionary. And I'm just going to come out right now and just say that you have always been a woman. And
have I always been a black woman, or am I still?
No, that's too far. But you are definitely a woman, and that has always been the case from a law perspective and a canon perspective.
What?
Yeah.
So have I just been remembering it wrong?
Probably yes. In fact, it may seem to you, although this is coming out of the blue, but actually you are the one that this has actually always been the case for very good reasons that you probably won't understand, but this has always been the case.
I think I might have a slight objection to this. I mean, I don't want to show it to you now, but I'm not really equipped as a woman. I don't have the right parts or the right, gender identity either, really.
It isn't really about gender identity. That's a different topic I want to get into. The fact is that from a law perspective, you have always been a woman. So we just need to refer to that from now on, and remember that has always been the case, despite any evidence presented to the contrary.
But all the douchebags on YouTube are going to call us woke now.
I think it's really, really important. And I've got a plan for that as well, which is that obviously, yes, people will say, well, you're just, rather than bringing in real diversity, perhaps by changing the lineup or bringing different voices onto the podcast.
That sounds like a lot of work. Getting to know another person. I don't want any more friends. I've got you, and that's all I need.
Exactly. You'll get more diversity in our actual content and doing things a proper way. Yeah. It's just a lot easier if we just change one of the central tenets of the podcast, and that is that you're a woman. But you are right. We are going to get accused of being, too woke of the word variety and libtards, as we often have been. So I'm offsetting that by saying that as you are now a woman, you also have to be an unfeasibly over-sexualized woman at all times. You cannot be plain. You can't be like some, I don't know,
like an average woman, like a like a
you can't be
5 or 6 out of 10 that you see in the streets.
A normal person in a list of you've got to be so overly sexualized and so implausibly proportioned that you can't function in the real world.
So the kind of person that wouldn't be able to say anything in the real world apart from, oh my God, my back hurts.
Exactly, I need you to be wearing a kind of outfit as well that a sneeze would cut you in half from the crotch up. Because if you are going to be a woman, to appease that, if we show we want diversity and inclusion, we also need to make sure we don't alienate people that don't want that. So by doing that, if you're hypersexualized as well, we're going to balance it. I think it's going to be a neat balance across the whole board.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. It's okay. So I mean, if that's the law, then that's the law.
It's not that. It has always been the law. And could you put this elastic band on as your outfit from now on?
Oh!
Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
Jeez.
I tell you what, I said you're a woman. I didn't say you have to go blue face like that, but
so should the other parts go that colour, or is that fuck.
Yeah, that's
I've gotta go. forever.
Dante, what the hell are you doing? Why are you out here? What's going on?
I'm picketing. I'm protesting. I'm here. I'm outside Parliament making my voice heard.
Parliament, you're outside our local KFC. It's 11:30 at night. What is that banner? It's huge. I can't even, what's the...
It's forever. Yeah, it's our game campaign now.
Our game campaign. What you want? What's this about now?
Well, they blacklisted just me on my own. If I put you on there, then they just about let me register it as a charity or protest. Anyway, it's all legal mumbo jumbo. It's not going to affect you probably. But anyway, I heard about the Stop Killing Games campaign, and I thought this is such a positive movement.
Yeah, I think I've read about this. So this is like, when a lot of like heavy online games, online components to games, they get shut down and rendering the game practically useless and essentially killing it. And there's kind of a movement now to try and
when there's no single player version, there's no hosting your own servers. All the servers are provided by the other company, and in particular they're looking at the first Crew game, which apparently is quite good for a Ubisoft game. But the first sort of Crew game is being completely shut down now. You can't even play it in kind of offline single player mode, and I think it does have. If you play it, it has some fairly reasonable online single player player missions.
I think you know what, that's a really good, worthwhile campaign, and I absolutely would sign up to support that. I think my question is what that's got to do with you being outside of KFC at 11:30 with a really big banner with a load of letters on it. I don't understand.
Well, I thought that this kind of positive action, this kind of protesting was really the way forward to make changes in the gaming industry. So I've started our own campaign, which is called Stop Making Shit Online Games like Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad, and start making good games like Bioshock and Mass Effect again, please. Or
wow, that's your acronym, is it?
I'm
not even entirely sure
catchy,
that's
ain't it?
Stop making shit online games. I mean, conceptually, I do agree with you, because Gotham Knights was crap, and so was Suicide Squad, and they'd have been so much better if they were both, traditional campaigns, single player like their predecessors. I understand that, and and the Avengers and what other ones? They've been some real stinkers. And I can't wait to get a decent Bioshock game and a Mass Effect game, because I like things that are old and. Don't confuse me, but...
yes, absolutely. Deus Ex, if they could have uncancelled that game, that would be great.
So fundamentally, I agree with your campaign. So, yay, well done. I'm
Thank
just
you.
not entirely sure that you're really promoting or campaigning on this, actually. I mean, as again, I will just mention, first of all, that your banner just says... It
says everything it needs to. God, come on.
Yeah. Also, it is also written again in blood and your saliva, which seems to be a running theme.
And I've peed on it. So
that would explain the yellow tint and the strangely sticky dripping off, which we should probably see a doctor about, to be honest, because it's a bit past there. But
eventually.
And why are you outside KFC?
Well, I'm kind of hungry, but they won't let me in. Could you go and get me a bargain bucket and some hot ones, please?
All right. Do you want any gravy?
Yeah, and a corn on the cob.
All right. Also, Dante, one last thing, about your campaign.
Yeah.
You might want to move out of the way. You're stood in front of the drive-thru. There's quite a lot of angry drivers thinking you get beaten up. And Jambaggers, that brings us to the end of this podcast episode. But we do have a few tidbits from our loyal listener and a half. Well, 1.5 listeners and stuff like that. And actually, well, the first one I've got here, Dante, is less of a question and more of what I can only assume to be a veiled insult.
I did see this one on one of the socials earlier, so I've been looking forward to your comeback for this one.
Yeah, and you're kind of setting up there. I haven't really come back. But But we got sent a short video from listening to the podcast, Metal Shark, we mentioned earlier. Because, I've remarked on this podcast before, a couple of times in no doubt hilarious fashion, that the Xbox Series S that I own gets a little bit warm with if I run anything other than the boot animation. To the point of that I am actually using it at one point, particularly cold winter, to heat my house. He sent me a video of an actual Xbox Series S toaster functioning, and I think if I've read the subtext of that, which I when I say the subtext, what you told me is that he's suggesting that maybe I don't have an Xbox Series S, but I actually have a toaster.
A toaster and a toaster. Well, I mean, you wouldn't put it past Microsoft. I mean, they seem to be just as famous for making Xbox-shaped fridges. Toasters have got to be next.
I to be honest, I resent the insinuation that I, a real gamer, TM, a almost borderline pro gamer when it comes to getting the platinum and Bloodborne, nothing else,
and Spider-Man 2.
I'm quite insulted, to be honest, and I'm going to come back. My comeback is this, which is that if I've got a toaster, how can I make French toast on my Series S? Because you can't do that on a normal toaster, but I can cook that and fry that up neatly on my Series S. So who's the
toaster person?
Yeah, exactly. And I hope that puts you back in your place there, actually. I do keep listening to the podcast, but I hope that really
that'll show.
Exactly.
Oh, can I do a bagel on it now?
Actually, I've got a bit of salmon just over there and a little bit of dill. I'll sprinkle it over there. Yeah.
Ooh, okay, that's going to make this last section go.
Okay. But we do also have another question, a serious question, actually, which isn't just a veiled insult to my intellect. Question here from, I don't want to go into this and reopen old wounds, but it is from, a collaborator on the Nerdy Paradox, the other piece of work.
Those people we used to have beef with that I still haven't quite forgiven.
Yeah, and that you seem to be a little bit jealous of, but let's not go into it. Which is,
okay, just keep going. I mean,
what do you guys? I think he means you as well, Dante. So he's including you in this. What do you guys think?
That's nice.
Of the future of VR, virtual reality. Is it Ready Player One / Gamer Inbound, or just glorified porn goggles?
Wow, that is a great question. That is an interesting one. I think it could go either way. I mean, I do get the feeling that the PSVR 2 is slightly going the way of the Kinect in that nobody's really talking about it. I mean, it's not quite that lame.
That is true.
But it's got about the same level of cultural zeitgeist as the Kinect had at this stage in its life force, and so much so that they're trying to breathe a bit of life into it by making it compatible with like PC VR games as well.
That's my understanding. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to come back to Mike on this one and say, why not both?
Yeah, no,
why
somewhere in the middle?
Why can't I go into a pop culture filled reference Spielbergian fantasy world, dress as anything as I like, have insane adventures that are utterly implausible and actually quite boring, and see lots of nudie bits and people getting it on and have lots of unrealistic sex with people? Why can't I do both? Why does it have to be glorified porn goggles or Ready Player One? Why can't it be Ready Player Come? I don't know. Or
that's this is why we don't diversify, because I don't think a female co-host would appreciate that joke.
Well, I think that's very sexist of you to assume that only male players would achieve orgasm. I mean, I would do if they were playing with me, but anyway.
Just look in the tip jar. Your mum didn't like it.
God, it's taken another 50 quid. Can you edit that bit out, Dante?
Well, I'll see. But edit, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, or do you use your headset now as glorifying porn goggles? I guess you've got a PSVR.
I do, and it doesn't get a great deal of use. If I'm fully honest about it, I think I did use it to watch a couple of the Marvel movies, and I think the Dread movie looked pretty good in 3D.
Yeah.
But I've used it for more watching films than I have for any actual gaming, and I haven't upgraded to the VR2 just yet. Honestly, I would really like to play Half-Life Alyx on something, and then I've got very little interest in playing much more of the VR that's out there at the moment. But I feel like I should make the effort, if that makes sense. I feel like that there is potential there. Like I think there was with the Kinect, there was potential there too, and I would hate for it to go the same way. Let's say.
Okay, but have you used it for porn?
No comment.
Okay. Well, I guess, guys, it's what a fantastic. We've got loads more to talk about. We've got loads to go over. I in particular am going to be talking for a lot more before.
Hello. Yes. Oh. Konnichiwa. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Really? Oh. Really? Okay. Right. I'll tell him. Yeah, that was Nintendo again. They want you to just stop talking completely.
I haven't even mentioned
mentioned
Nintendo at all. What?
Yeah.
What?
Not just about that. They just don't like. They don't like your voice. They don't like your face. They don't like the way you smell. Apparently, they don't like that you're making erroneous claims that you're the more handsome podcaster when it's clearly Dante. Yeah, they just want you to shut up. Nice. Okay. Yeah. This is much better. Okay. So, okay. Thank you very much, Jambag listeners, for tuning into the Jambag podcast. My name is Dante Rodriguez, and I have been joined up to now by Rudy Manchega, who's now unable to talk. But if you want to, that's going to cost us money. That noise, jeez, it's another 100. Just keep a lid on it. Okay, all right. So, if you want to find us on the socials, you can find Jambags on Facebook. So, search for Jambags on Facebook and you'll find us there. You'll find us on Twitter X, at Jambags_UK and at Dante RDRGZ JB. You'll find the two Jambags accounts there. You'll find us on YouTube, which we might talk about later if Rudy is allowed to say anything at all. And you can find us on Threads and all of those other places, usually with the same user ID. Now, this is normally where I'd ask my colleague Rudy to say, where else can they listen to us? And okay, I hear you typing.
The Jambags podcast can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all good RSS feeds. We are also on YouTube. Search for Jambags to find more.
Oh, now that voice is much nicer than your normal voice. Okay.
I dislike you immensely, Dante, and I hope your anus explodes in a violent fashion.
Hey, Rudy. Sorry about that whole pretending Nintendo called just to shut you up thing.
Yeah, I have checked your phone and noticed that you have had no incoming calls from anyone, let alone Nintendo. You just set an alarm on your phone for those exact segments. So thanks for that. I thought I was getting sued for $450 million.
Yeah, if you could still pay that to me, that would be great.
Obviously, I am not going to pay that ever, and I am just going to carry on like this never happened, even though you ruined two perfectly good segments of the podcast.
Well, okay, so sure, you're carrying on as if it never happened, but why do you still sound like that?
So, yes, it turns out that my partner, children, and parents prefer this voice to my real voice and have asked that I always use it, so I guess it is here to stay.
It is somewhat soothing, and I do quite like it. But, yeah. I'm still more handsome, though.